Beloved soul, hear me now with a quiet heart. I know what you believe you have lost. I know the nights you replayed it in your mind, wondering where it went wrong, wondering why heaven allowed it to slip through your fingers. But I stand before you not to reopen the wound, only to reveal the truth that was hidden while you were hurting. What left your life was not taken to punish you. It was released to transform. Nothing sacred is ever removed without purpose, and nothing aligned with your destiny is ever gone forever. What you lost did not disappear. It entered a process. There are seasons when something must leave in the form you knew because that form could no longer hold the blessing it was meant to become. You were trying to preserve something at a level it had already outgrown. Heaven saw what you could not yet see, that if it stayed the same, it would limit you. So it was allowed to fall away, not as an ending, but as a sacred interruption. You mourned the absence, but heaven was rearranging the essence. Understand this, dear one. When something returns differently, it is because you are different. You have been refined by the waiting, strengthened by the silence, and expanded by the ache. The version of you who once held it could not sustain what it is becoming. That is why time passed. That is why distance formed. That is why the shape changed. Growth required space. You often ask why it could not return the same way, why the person could not love the same, why the opportunity could not look familiar, why the dream feels altered. Listen closely. If it returned unchanged, it would reopen old wounds instead of fulfilling new purpose. Heaven does not recycle pain. It redeems it. What comes back carries wisdom instead of confusion, stability instead of chaos, peace instead of longing. I watched you grieve something that was never truly gone, only hidden. And while you thought you were being emptied, you were being prepared. The delay was not abandonment. It was alignment. The silence was not rejection. It was protection. You were spared from receiving it too early, when it would have broken you instead of blessing you. There are returns that do not knock loudly. They arrive gently, disguised as something new. You may not recognize them at first because you are still searching for the old version. But I say to you now, release the memory of how it was, so you can receive how it is becoming. The miracle you prayed for has matured. It does not need to announce itself. It only needs space to enter. What you lost will return with deeper meaning. The love will be wiser. The joy will be steadier. The provision will be cleaner. The purpose will be clearer. You will not have to chase it this time. You will not have to beg, fix, or overextend. It will meet you where you are, not where you were. Do not confuse different with less. Often, different is fuller, safer, and more divine. The reason it cannot return the same way is because you are no longer meant to survive, you are meant to thrive. And survival patterns cannot coexist with destiny-level blessings. There are things you lost that will return through another door, another person, another timeline, another expression, and when they do, you will realize that heaven was not withholding, it was refining. What returns will feel calmer. It will not trigger fear. It will not demand proof of your worth. It will simply fit. Trust the divine exchange. Trust that nothing was wasted. Even the tears watered the ground where the return is forming. Even the confusion sharpened your discernment. Even the loneliness taught you how to hear heaven more clearly. I ask you now to loosen your grip on the past version of the blessing. You do not need to relive it to honor it. Thank it, release it, and make room. The return is already moving toward you, but it will not arrive wearing the clothes of your old pain. Stand in faith, not nostalgia. Stand in trust, not comparison. When it comes back, you will know, not because it looks the same, but because it feels right. I am with you. I guard the timing. I guide the return. And I promise you this. What you lost was not the end. It was the beginning of something truer.